ट्रिगर अभी आया.
Okay. So guys, first of all, welcome everyone for the existing joiners plus for the first time joiners. This is our very own.
हाईएस्ट नंबर जा रहा है 33 हो चुके हैं.
Yeah.
हमारे मेन क्लास में भी इतने नहीं रहते थे.
Right. So the first time ever, a lot of people have joined for the first. Can you just raise your hand? How many have joined for the first time? Okay. I don't see. I only see iPhone. Riddhi, Anand, Shuli, Preeti. Come on, Preeti.
हाँ लगता है नंबर बढ़ गए हैं.
आज तो नंबर बढ़ेंगे.
34.
आईफोन कौन है ये? आईफोन.
हेलो एवरीवन.
एप्पल एग्जाम्पल का इतना स्ट्रैटेजी का असर पड़ गया कि नाम आईफोन पड़ गया. एप्पल एग्जाम्पल लगता है हर स्ट्रैटेजी में डाला है.
Correct.
It is by default. It's me, Pushpalata. I did not
हाय
do any
पुष्पल.
changes.
सॉरी. हाय पुष्पलता.
Yeah, hi.
Okay. So I hope the people who have joined today would find this session interesting, and I hope that we would have new regular, buddies
Participants.
joining in every day after this session, realizing कि ये जो sessions होते हैं हमारे रात वाले, ये कितने important और कितने मजेदार होते हैं. So
And
few
fingers
words from
crossed.
the few.
कौशल.
हाँ?
कौशल fingers crossed. 2-3 सवाल इसमें से आज आ गए तो बढ़िया है कल जो भी आज डिस्कस कर रहे हैं.
100% आएगा सर. मैं जो बता रहा हूँ ना, ये 3 स्ट्रैटेजी आप प्रिपेयर कर लो. जो भी क्वेश्चन आएगा ना, उसमें आप जैसे होता ना,
अच्छा वो जैसा होटल
माई
में
फ्रेंड से
मसाला.
कॉपी करके आप माई फादर बना सकते हो, वैसे ही.
नहीं ऐसा
बचपन में नहीं किया था. क्वेश्चन लिखो, क्वेश्चन
कौशल.
वापस लिखो, मूवी लिखो और वापस से क्वेश्चन लिखो and you're done.
No, it's like,
कौशल.
you know, it's like you going to a restaurant and you get the same masala for all different varieties of cuisine.
Right.
ये वैसा कुछ है क्या?
No range.
So first of all, the simple strategy, guys, would be to understand the basic concept of how an organization runs and how different departments function. Primarily, your organization strategy is designed by probably the founders and CEOs of the department. Okay. And this organization strategy is created for, say, long term, 5 years or probably for an year. तो हर कंपनी का एक एनुअल प्लान बनता है. उस एनुअल प्लान के हिसाब से फिर सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स अपने अपने स्ट्रैटेजी अलाइन करते हैं साल भर के लिए कि हमारा फोकस क्या होगा, हमें क्या करना है. ओके. अभी देखना चलो.
10 से 1 है.
Abhishek, can you please mute yourself if you don't mind?
So if we understand that how organization strategy is prepared, what are the nitty-gritties involved, what are the HRD strategies nitty-gritties involved, and training strategy कैसे बनाते हैं, ये 3 अगर आप कॉन्सेप्ट समझ गए तो आप कोई भी प्रकार का क्वेश्चन को आंसर करने में कामयाब रहेंगे. ठीक. So I have taken an example of a pharma company or a wellness company for your benefit. This time I have not taken any example of automobile company, unlike I usually do. So I hope there are a lot of friends from pharma industry, they would find this helpful.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yeah. So just give me a moment. Let me just. So here, for all these 3 concepts, I've taken an example of a wellness startup, and let's say उस wellness company का नाम मैंने दे दिया दीर्घायु. दीर्घायु means long life.
Long life.
Long life.
So there is a hypothetical company called Dirghayu, and we are building its organization strategy for the first time. So if we have to develop a business strategy for this wellness startup, we would need to carefully consider few things like what are the trends in the market. अभी फिलहाल क्या trend चल रहा है. So if you see around, there are a lot of wellness companies coming up nowadays. Yes or no? Because this industry is booming, a lot of new companies, new startups are coming in everybody is trying to push through their product by putting forward its uniqueness. आपने कपिवा का नाम अभी सुना होगा, आपने ऑर्गेनिक इंडिया का नाम सुना. So there's a lot of wellness companies nowadays. So think about your company. Now you have to imagine that it's your company and you are the CEO of that company. Okay. So how would you go ahead? कैसे बनाओगे? So first thing is you'll see the market trend. What is the market trend right now? Second, what are the competition products around in the market? What is the landscape of wellness products in India right now? Which company has the highest market share? Which company has the lowest market share? What are their product trends? What are their unique value proposition and things like that? How they operate on different platforms, like how do they sell their product on various platforms? How do they market themselves? How do they design and develop it? So these are the things you need to keep in your mind. And also you need to keep in mind, last but very important, customers. How a customer chooses such products and what will make them choose your product, you need to think about. So thinking about these things, we'll see different steps involved. So first thing we'll do is, ये product launch करने वाला हूँ, let's do a market analysis. Now, what market analysis I'll do? Market analysis में क्या करूँगा? तो तीन चीजें हम कर सकते हैं. एक, हम देख सकते हैं कि मेरा target audience कौन सा है. Who's my target audience? So keep noting down the bullet points, friends. When I say first market points, you can just write market analysis. In under market analysis, you can write, okay, who's your target customer? So you need to identify and understand which age group you will, project this
Focus.
product to. ये age group क्या होगा? Would it be a product for kids below 12, or 12 to 18, or 18 to 25, या 25 to 45, or 45 and above? Okay. So first imagine that. So you'll have your target audience. आपको demographic segments को आपको decide करना within the Indian market that are mostly likely to be interested in wellness products. And if, for example, you are targeting the age group 18 to say 25, mostly they are into bodybuilding or healthy lifestyle and stuff like that. So accordingly. Second, competitors. You'll do competition analysis. So you'll need to analyze existing wellness products offering in the market to identify gaps and opportunities. For example, मेरे competitor है Kapiva, for example. They sell Shilajit. Okay. Now they identified a gap that in the market there are a lot of companies selling Shilajit, but none of the company gives that authenticity or is able to prove that their product is pure, the product, and it's designed and developed after a meticulous process.
As per guidelines, maybe as per guidelines.
And they meet all
recommended
that.
as per guidelines.
They identified themselves as a unique product by telling people that it's derived straight from Himalaya and this is this. So वो उन्होंने अपना marketing strategy बना के उस gap को identify करते हुए अपना product वहां पे बीच में fit कर दिया. ठीक. Similarly, I need to do something. So you need to do competition analysis and find कहाँ पे gap है industry में, कौन से ऐसा gap है जहाँ पे मेरा product fit होता है और मैं इस product को जब launch करूंगा तो वो उस gap को fill करेगा और लोग उससे relate कर पाएंगे. Third is your trends and preferences. So you need to stay updated of current health and wellness trends, क्या चल रहा है, to align your product with consumer preferences. For example, people are becoming vegan nowadays, so people are preferring.
Kaushal, can you just share what was the third point you discussed?
Third was trends, current trends in the market.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now you have analyzed the market. You have identified कि मेरे को ये age group को target करना है. ये अभी trend चल रहा है, इस product का trend बड़ा चल रहा है इस time पे. Shilajit, Ashwagandha and stuff like that, Brahmi and stuff like that. So I should also pitch in my product around that. So Dirghayu, what helps you to मेरे प्रोडक्ट का नाम भी कंपनी का नाम भी दीर्घायु है, तो ऐसा प्रोडक्ट जो लॉन्ग लाइफ के लिए या इम्यूनिटी के लिए हेल्प करे. यू कैन थिंक लाइक दैट. सेकंड स्टेप, यू विल डिजाइन अ प्रोडक्ट पोर्टफोलियो. अब मार्केट आपने समझ लिया, अब आपको प्रोडक्ट पोर्टफोलियो तैयार करना है कि इसमें क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट आप लेके आएंगे. थिंक अबाउट पतंजलि. ओके, कुड बी अ बैड एग्जांपल, but think about it. What range you will keep? So you'll develop a diverse range of, just like I did. You can have Dirghayu Ashwagandha, Dirghayu Brahmi, for Dirghayu Shankh Pushpi, or probably क्या था अभी, Shilajit and all. So you can have range of products, and then for each product, what would be your differentiation? So in second point, product portfolio, you have to think of two things. What would be your range, and how would it be differentiated from other products in the market? USP. Third is brand positioning. How would you position your brand? You'll position your brand, for example, as Ayurvedic product. So what would be your brand identity? What would be your positioning strategy? How would you do the storytelling? Because in today's scenario, storytelling sells. You need to develop a compelling brand story that resonates with the consumers and establishes an emotional connection. For example, मेरे दादाजी थे, वो 95 years तक भी उनके बाल सफेद नहीं हुए, उनके दांत पूरे थे. ऐसा क्या राज था? जब मैंने पता किया तो मुझे पता चला कि we need to go back to into our roots. And जब हम roots पे जाते हैं तो हम उन सारे तत्वों के बारे में सोचते हैं जो आपकी आयु को लंबी करती है. So you can create a narrative around it. Once you have done that, the fourth thing you'll do is you need to decide on distribution strategy. अब ये प्रोडक्ट आप मार्केट में उतारोगे कैसे? उसके कई तरीके हो सकते हैं. संजीव, हाँ, थैंक यू. कई तरीके हो सकते हैं. देखो, एक तरीका हो सकता है कि आप फॉर्मल जो टिपिकल सप्लाई चेन मॉडल होता है, आपने होलसेलर बनाए, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर बनाए, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से रिटेलर बनाए, और मेडिकल स्टोर तक जाके आपने वो पूरा एक सप्लाई चेन नेटवर्क फॉलो किया. एक तरीका ये है. दूसरा तरीका ये है कि आप ट्रेडिशनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नेटवर्क ना फॉलो करते हो, टोटली आपका प्रोडक्ट जो है ऑनलाइन सेल करें. ये भी एक स्ट्रैटेजी हो सकती है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्ट्रैटेजी, राइट. थर्ड स्ट्रैटेजी कुड बी, आप एक MLM बना लें, मल्टी लेवल मार्केटिंग कंपनी बना लें, और उस प्रोडक्ट को थ्रू इंडिविजुअल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, जैसे MLM कंपनीज करती है, नेटवर्क मार्केटिंग,
डायरेक्ट सेलिंग
के थ्रू भी कर सकते हैं. ये आपका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्ट्रैटेजी हो सकता है. इसमें कॉस्ट बहुत बचता है, ऑनलाइन में कॉस्ट बहुत बचता है, जबकि ट्रेडिशनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम में टाइम भी बहुत लगता है और कॉस्ट भी बहुत लगता है, लेकिन ये लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबल होता है. MLM डिपेंड करता है आपके प्रोडक्ट पॉपुलैरिटी पे, सस्टेनेबल लंबे समय तक होगा या नहीं होगा. नॉट एवरी कंपनी वुड सक्सीड. तो आपको देखना पड़ेगा ये एज अ CEO ऑफ योर कंपनी कि आप किस तरह से इसको मार्केट में उतारेंगे. आर यू ऑल विद मी टिल नाउ?
Yeah.
Are you finding this interesting?
Yes.
Very interesting, Kaushal.
Okay.
Yes.
Any questions so far?
Yes, Kaushal sir. Yes.
Great.
It's moving like a river. No questions.
Fantastic. So here we have discussed 4 points already, that how I would do the market analysis. Second was product portfolio. How would I design and develop? Range, and how would I differentiate? How would I position and brand my product? And how would I distribute my product? Along with that, I also need to think about regulatory compliance. What all certifications I need to go to put this product in the market. So what all certifications and regulations you want, you can think of? ISO certification,
ISO,
GMP certification होता है, good manufacturing,
US FDA.
कोशर हो सकता है, कोशर सर्टिफिकेशन होता है किसी भी उसके लिए, FSSAI होता है, एक होता है आपका
FDA.
हलाल.
FDO.
My pharma colleagues would able to contribute
Yeah,
more on that.
US FDA.
OPPI, there is one more OPPI and UCPMP.
Or whatever you can think of, just put that.
Yes.
And number of certification.
Absolutely. Along with that, transparent labeling is required, wherein you need to clearly communicate the ingredients, dosage, and benefits on the product labels to build trust with customers. Then marketing and promotion. Now your product is ready. You have thought of your distribution strategy. Now, how would you market the product? How would you promote the product? So, would you go through digital marketing, or you'll create educational content, or you'll do a customer engagement programs, loyalty programs, and stuff like that? So think about all those strategies in ways you can promote a product. Probably you can get certain influencers on Instagram जो आजकल बहुत बॉडी बिल्डिंग वगैरह सिखाते हैं, हेल्थ प्रोडक्ट्स को वो भी प्रमोट करते हैं. You can go through that way. You can conduct events. शहर में जाके इवेंट कर सकते हैं and create awareness on health and wellness, things like that. So what would be your marketing and strategy? वो आप देख लें.
Kaushal, all these promotional strategies depend upon product, I think. What kind of product you are.
Absolutely. See, आज की डेट में जितनी भी इंडस्ट्री है ना, most of the industries, most of the companies, they take inspiration from Nike as a company. Nike is pioneer in that. वो लोग क्या करते हैं, वो लोग सिर्फ एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं बनाते, वो एक प्रोडक्ट के अराउंड पूरा एक नैरेटिव क्रिएट करते हैं, एक इन्वायरमेंट बना देते हैं. नाइकी का बहुत क्लासिक केस स्टडी MBA में हम सब पढ़ते हैं कि कैसे उन्होंने ब्रांड को इतना जबरदस्त ब्रांड बनाया. वो सिर्फ जूते तक सीमित नहीं है, वो जूते के अलावा बाकी सब बात कर रहे होते हैं. एंड दैट इवेंचुअली वो जो प्रोडक्ट है वो आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में चला जाता है. तो ये एक स्ट्रैटेजी होती है. तो व्हाट यू विल डू, प्रोबेबली आपने दारा सिंह पे एक छोटा सा है ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसका, डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना दिया. जस्ट वियर्ड एग्जांपल है, बट दारा सिंह पे आपने एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना दिया, उसमें ये बताया कि दारा सिंह ये इस तरह के आयुर्वेदिक प्रोडक्ट यूज करते थे. तो वो प्रोडक्ट, वो उस जो कोर प्रोडक्ट है, अभी उसने नाम भी नहीं लिया आपने अपने प्रोडक्ट का, और उस कोर प्रोडक्ट का के आसपास आपने इन्वायरमेंट क्रिएट करना शुरू कर दिया. एंड पीपल, लोगों के वो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में चला गया कि यार शंख पुष्पी
like a teaser, probably like a teaser.
हाँ, शंख पुष्पी पीने
like a
से
teaser.
आपने अभी दीर्घायु का नाम नहीं लिया, आपने बोला शंख पुष्पी पीने से दिमाग बढ़ता है. अब जब उसके दिमाग में चला है, वो मार्केट में यार दिमाग मेमोरी तेज करने के लिए शंख पुष्पी बढ़िया कौन सा है, आपने मेडिकल वाले को समझा दिए काउंटर में सबसे ऊपर सामने दिखना चाहिए, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. तो उसको देखेगा, अच्छा ये, हाँ यार ये वाला दे दो, करेंगे. तो इस तरह से. सो दिस द वे you do your marketing and promotion. Then also you will set up a customer relationship management team also, जो feedback mechanism तैयार करेंगे आप. Customer support, अगर किसी को product से related कोई challenge है, वो एक आप CRM team एक छोटा सा बना के रखें. Then you'll do partnerships and collaborations, healthcare professionals के साथ strategic alliance करेंगे, wellness brands के साथ, organizations के साथ, for mutual benefit. Then along with that, आजकल एक और बढ़िया चीज है, हर बड़ी कंपनी CSR जरूर करती है. तो एक छोटा सा डिवीजन आप अपना CSR का भी रखेंगे. भाई देखो, हम वेलनेस कंपनी है, हम ये प्रोडक्ट तो बनाते हैं, हम CSR में भी हैं. तो हम गरीब बच्चों के कल्याण के लिए आपने जो ये एक डब्बा लिया है, इसका 2 रुपया जो है उस बच्चे की पढ़ाई के लिए जा रहा है. Getting it?
Yeah, corporate social responsibility.
Yeah. So you can,
just a question. Kaushal, I have a question. Is a CSR not a part of regulatory compliance?
it is now, yes.
हाँ, तो ये अलग से point नहीं है ना? We can include this point as a sub point of regulatory compliance.
You can.
Got it.
I'm just touching on various facets of
Yes, I
our
got
strategy.
Yes, I got it.
If you want, you can combine it. Yes. So you can talk about sustainability. Very nice. What you could do is, आप पैकेजिंग ऐसा कर सकते हो कि लोगों को दिखा सको कि भाई ये प्रोडक्ट जो है ये जिस पैकेट में आता है वो सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्ट्स मटेरियल से बना है, तो जब आप इसको फेंकोगे तो इन्वायरमेंट को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा रहा है, थिंक लाइक दैट. तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी,
environment friendly material.
एग्जैक्टली. एंड देन at every departmental level you will create a mechanism जहां पे आप प्रोसेस को मॉनिटर कर सके, परफॉर्मेंस को मॉनिटर कर सके. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप मार्केटिंग कर रहे हैं तो मार्केटिंग का रिस्पॉन्स कैसे आ रहा है, तो उसका एनालिटिक्स आप क्रिएट करेंगे, सेल्स का एनालिटिक्स क्रिएट करेंगे, हर एक एस्पेक्ट पे आप मेजरमेंट एंड एनालिसिस करेंगे, राइट. सो यू विल यूटिलाइज डेटा एनालिटिक्स टू मॉनिटर सेल्स कैसा जा रहा है, कस्टमर बिहेवियर क्या है,
feedback.
हाँ हाँ राइट, ये सारी चीजें इसमें आ जाएगी. मार्केट ट्रेंड क्या चल रहा है, एंड देन यू विल हैव टू अडैप्ट योर प्रोडक्ट. You need to be agile in responding to changing market dynamics and consumer preferences. आपको दिखा कि भाई आपके प्रोडक्ट का, ये वाले प्रोडक्ट का डिमांड नहीं आ रहा है, तुरंत उसको मार्केट से निकाल के फिर कुछ और ट्राई करो टाइप. Also you need to do financial planning, very important aspect. How would you manage the costs? Cost management is important. So you'll implement efficient cost management practices to ensure profitability. और ये अपने आप में एक बहुत अलग एक ब्रांच निकल जाएगी, कैसे आप ये करेंगे ना, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस कैसे लाएंगे, इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रैटेजी. So you'll get you need to secure additional adequate funding for your operations. Working capital चाहिए आपको, वो आप कहाँ से लेके आएंगे, कैसे लाएंगे. And you'll create timelines कि phase wise, पहले हम ये प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करेंगे, 3 महीने बाद ये प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करेंगे, 6 महीने बाद ये प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करेंगे, तो अगले 1 साल का आपका प्लान तैयार होना चाहिए. टाइमलाइंस एंड माइलस्टोन्स क्या होंगे,
That is called as forecasting. Forecasting.
हाँ. You'll do a phase launch. So you'll plan a phase launch of products. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने सारा प्रोडक्ट इकट्ठे निकाल दिया, अब अगले 5 साल तक कोई नया प्रोडक्ट नहीं आया आपका मार्केट में. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. You have to keep updating your portfolio, right?
Yeah.
These are the things.
Kaushal, sorry, I am again probably disturbing you. I got logged off. The last thing what I was hearing is you spoke about marketing strategy. In brief, can you tell me what are the things you discussed till now after marketing strategy?
I will.
Yeah, please.
So you can create a draw a mind map around this. So we'll do milestone and tracking. Market penetration हमारा कितना है? What is the revenue growth month on month? How is the brand recognition around of your company? तो हमारा ये कंपनी दीर्घायु, ये कंपनी का ये पूरा और स्ट्रैटेजी हमने तैयार कर लिया. So friends, you need to remember, success in any wellness product requires quality, effective marketing, regulatory compliance, very important, and keen understanding of what customer needs. So you need to regularly assess the strategy's effectiveness and be prepared to adjust based on your market feedback and performance metrics. Okay. A lot of companies failed, a lot of companies succeeded. अगर आप अपने आसपास उन एग्जांपल्स को देखें कि क्यों वो फेल हुए, क्यों वो सक्सेसफुल हुए, तो you will be able to realize. See, talk about Patanjali. They were very good at marketing their products. They were very good at sales and distribution. They went deeper and deeper into even the remotest of the village with their products. So fabulous job over there. However, where did they fail? They failed on regulatory compliance, and that's because that's why they face a lot of backlash. Talk about Hamdard, very old company. They were the pioneers of Ayurvedic product, very old, but वो सिर्फ अपने प्रोडक्ट स्ट्रेंथ के ऊपर रिलाई करते थे, जिसकी वजह से ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम
यूनानी प्रोडक्ट
क्या हुआ, इट फेडेड अवे. आपको ये भी नहीं पता होगा, पतंजलि से कहीं ज्यादा ऑथेंटिक प्रोडक्ट हमदर्द बनाता था, और एक टाइम पे उसका मार्केट शेयर बहुत जबरदस्त था, लेकिन ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कहीं खो गया. डाबर फॉर दैट मैटर. So think about these companies. ये ट्रेडिशनल कंपनीज है। अभी नए वेलनेस कंपनीज जो आए हैं, अभी नए वेलनेस कंपनीज कौन कौन से हैं?
Surplex.
ओके, यू कैन थिंक ऑफ मोर।
Herbalife.
हर्बल
Herbalife.
75
Himalaya,
years old है। सी उनका
Himalaya.
मार्केटिंग तरीका कुछ और, एमवे का कुछ और।
Hmm.
तो अगर आप अपने आसपास
Yeah.
देखेंगे तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि क्या क्या चीजें इन्वॉल्व होती हैं एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रैटेजी को बनाने में। ठीक, सो आई क्विकली रिपीट various steps. Number one, marketing analysis. You'll do a market analysis where you'll find out who's your target audience, competition, what are the trends. You'll decide on product. Second is product portfolio, wherein you decide on the range, how would you differentiate it. Third is branding and position, wherein you need to create a brand identity. How would you position strategy and storytelling around it. Fourth is your distribution strategy. How would you market your product on e-commerce platform or direct to customer or through a supply chain model. Fifth is regulatory compliance, which we need to think of. So regulations, certifications, labeling, CSR, sustainability. Then marketing and promotion, digital marketing, educational content, customer engagement programs, and things like that. Then customer relationship management, wherein you capture and feedback and customer support. Then eighth is partnerships and collaborations. You'll partner with the health care professionals or probably celebrities to promote your product. You'll monitor and adapt at every departmental level and at every stage. You'll use data analytics to monitor your sales, customer behavior, and market trends, your market penetration, revenue growth, and stuff like that. Next is your financial planning. How would you manage the costs? Would you uh, manufacture everything in house, or would you source your products from various vendors and label it? So whatever your choices. Then how would you fund your project? Where would the fundings come from? Next is your timelines and milestones. How would you launch your products in a phased manner, and how would you track the milestones? So these are the steps you will take for your organization strategy. Now, with this example, my friends, you can create whatever note you want to. You can add in theories if you want to, pest analysis, BCG matrix. So इतने सारे पॉइंट्स में किसी ना किसी पॉइंट में BCG मैट्रिक्स आपका सपोज एट दैट स्टेज जहां पे आप प्रोडक्ट पोर्टफोलियो बना रहे हैं, आप वहां पे BCG मैट्रिक्स घुसा सकते हो, राइट?
Yeah, high market share, high growth.
तो वो बना सकते हो आप। पेस्ट
So,
एनालिसिस कर सकते हो कि भाई इस कंपनी में अगर हमें सस्टेन करना है तो ये जो पेस्टल
Geographically.
जो पॉलिटिक्स और
Hmm.
इन्वायरमेंट और ये वो जो भी इकोनॉमी एंड ऑल, वो कैसे इम्पैक्ट करेगा इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, वो आप तो विद दिस यू कैन क्रिएट एज मेनी आंसर्स यू कैन। ठीक, मजा आया?
बढ़िया।
Yeah, sir. बढ़िया. Great.
ये पहले ही बता देते, आज मेरा हार्ट अटैक करा के आपने ये बताया है। No, I knew this, but this is more organized. Thank you, Kaushal. Thank you for streamlining this.
So I took an example of wellness product. You can do it for your own, जो आपको दिमाग में ऑटोमोबाइल प्रोडक्ट चाहिए या कॉस्मेटिक चाहिए या कुछ भी प्रोडक्ट आप सोचो, बना डालो। ठीक?
Kaushal, one question I'm having.
Yes, madam.
If a question comes कि चलो align your training strategy with organizational strategy or business strategy, तो जब जो आपने अभी explain किया, can we write the same thing for OG organizational strategy and business strategy?
हाँ, ऑर्ग स्ट्रैटेजी एंड बिजनेस स्ट्रैटेजी में आप ये बना सकते हो। अभी हम HR स्ट्रैटेजी और ट्रेनिंग स्ट्रैटेजी पे भी आएंगे। अभी तो ये ऑर्ग स्ट्रैटेजी बना ना, अभी इस ऑर्ग स्ट्रैटेजी से हम HR स्ट्रैटेजी को भी मिलाएंगे। I'll use the same example, same company, Dirghayu, and develop an HR strategy and training strategy as well.
हाँ मतलब क्वेश्चन चाहे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पूछे या फिर बिजनेस स्ट्रेटेजी पूछे, द पॉइंटर्स व्हिच यू हैव एक्सप्लेन दोनों में चल जाएगा.
हाँ जी, करेक्ट.
ओके ओके, गॉट इट.
ठीक. Let's come to the HR strategy part. Would you guys like to take a break, or shall we continue?
Continue.
Okay.
Continue.
Please continue.
So friends, now we are developing an HRD strategy for our company, wellness company Dirghayu, and this will involve a lot of focus on building a skilled and motivated workforce for our company. And being the HR head of my organization, I will do whatever it takes to take the company to that level what organization has decided to. In the next year, 1 year, we want to be be a unicorn in this. So I'll align my strategy to the organization strategy. Okay. So first thing in any HR strategy is talent acquisition and recruitment. So for this particular wellness startup, I will have a strategic workforce planning. And for that, so now you can start writing, taking notes. First step is talent acquisition and recruitment. Talent acquisition and recruitment. In this, you'll have strategic workforce planning, wherein you'll identify the skills and expertise needed for various roles within the organization. So you can draw, a vertical lines on a sheet and create segments. Now, in the first segment, probably you'll create sales, marketing, R&D, डेटा एनालिटिक्स. तो आपने अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट क्रिएट कर देने, और अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट में क्या क्या स्किल चाहिए उस डिपार्टमेंट को लीड करने के लिए, वो आपने बना दिया. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, इन R&D we need somebody who has good experience in leading a company of wellness products. तो हो सकता है मैं डाबर के ही किसी सीईओ को पकड़ के ले आऊं.
या रामदेव को ले आओ, है ना?
ये रामदेव को तो नहीं लाऊंगा मैं. Okay, so first is talent acquisition and recruitment, wherein we are talking about strategic workforce planning. You need to plan how many people you will need in your organization. In every department, how many people you would need. Will you create an organization with 1,000 people, or will you keep your organization a lean organization of 100 people, but those 100 people should be equally capable of, leading the organization like that. And with that, you'll need to do proactive recruitment, wherein you'll implement a proactive recruitment strategy to attract top talent in the pharmaceutical industry and wellness industry. You'll see, you need to think of cultural fit. So you'll emphasize cultural fit during the hiring process to ensure alignment with Dirghayu values. Hamari values kya hai? Long life. Hamari values kya hai? That whatever you do should last long. It should be sustainable. तो हमारा विजन मिशन जो है हमारा सस्टेनेबिलिटी के ऊपर, जो भी आप कर रहे हैं
क्वालिटी,
वो ऐसा काम करें कि लंबे समय तक वो प्रोसेस रहना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कि आज आपने कुछ किया और 3 महीने बाद वो ऑब्सोलीट हो गया. तो व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू डेवलप इज अ कल्चर ऑफ लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबिलिटी इन योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वेयर एवरीबॉडी इज अलाइंड टू दैट थॉट, एंड वो जो भी काम करें वो इतनी मेटिकुलस तरीके से करें कि प्रोसेस डेविएशन कम. ओके. Next is your employee onboarding and integration, wherein you'll have onboarding program. You'll develop a comprehensive onboarding program to integrate new hires smoothly into organizations. You'll introduce two company values to them, right? What are your vision, mission, values, things like that. So second was employee onboarding and integration. Third is training and development. Very important. जैसे लोग onboard होते हैं, आप क्या करते हैं? Training करते हैं. So what all areas you need training? You need training around product knowledge. You need training around process knowledge. You'll create a process of continuous learning. and you will have leadership development trainings. So these are the training and development aspects. इसके ऊपर हम और ज्यादा डीप डाइव करेंगे जब हम ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट स्ट्रैटेजी डिस्कस करेंगे. For now, HRD strategy. Now you've hired people, you've onboarded them, you have trained them. What comes next? They go on the field and start performing, right? R&D
Evaluation.
people doing R&D work, sales people doing sales work, marketing people doing promotions. At every department level, you need to have performance management system in place. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So you'll create their KPIs. वो KPIs को further bifurcate करेंगे, आप उसमें deep dive, detailed KPI बनाएंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक सेल्स का बंदा है, उसका टारगेट होगा मंथली कि वो इतने लाख का प्रोडक्ट का टारगेट आप देंगे, इस मार्केट में उसको पेनिट्रेट करना है, उसका टारगेट देंगे, मार्केट शेयर इंक्रीज करने का टारगेट देंगे. तो वो KPI आपने बना दिया. ठीक है गाइस, क्विक टिप. ऑर्ग स्ट्रैटेजी, HR स्ट्रैटेजी, ट्रेनिंग स्ट्रैटेजी में बीच में अब ये आप स्कोर कार्ड की जो हम बात कर रहे थे ना, यहाँ पे आप स्कोर कार्ड भी बना सकते हैं इसी बेसिस पे, राइट? तो स्कोर कार्ड भी यहीं से निकल के आएगा जो अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं.
Kaushal, a quick question. I got the steps and everything. How do we fit these theories and these models? Is it necessary to mention, or it's okay if we go with the flow like market analysis, product portfolio, positioning of the brand, or wherever I get a chance, I need to fit like the BCG and the other models which are there?
Right. So, Prabjot, good question. See, the thing is, what I'm discussing is a huge answer as a whole. And all
Strategy.
these points we are discussing can be a separate answer to a question also. So, if you have picked up one section, say, for example, marketing analysis, you can talk about BCG matrix. For example, you are talking about financial planning और सस्टेनेबिलिटी, यू कैन टॉक अबाउट पेस्ट एनालिसिस. तो आप इसको ऐसा समझें कि एक आंसर में आपके 10 आंसर छुपे हुए हैं, और अगर वो पर्टिकुलर पीस कहीं पे पूछा जाए या कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए, उसमें से ये एक सेक्शन निकाल के वहां पे प्लग इन कर दीजिए और वहां पे फिर आप अपना मॉडल घुसा दीजिए.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
है ना? लाइक आई स्पोक अबाउट स्कोर कार्ड राइट नाउ. अब ये HRD स्ट्रैटेजी हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, इसमें हमने बात करी है परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट की. तो परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट में इन सारे स्टेप्स में HRD स्ट्रैटेजी के साथ साथ आप HR स्कोर कार्ड बना सकते हैं कि नहीं, जो अलाइंड हो. आप अपना स्कोर कार्ड बना लो. स्कोर कार्ड में क्या होगा? फर्स्ट स्टेप हमारा टैलेंट एक्विजिशन था, तो HR स्कोर कार्ड में टैलेंट एक्विजिशन का एक पॉइंट आ जाएगा जिसके ऊपर आप अपना KPIs डिफाइन करोगे. परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट आ गया, इसका आप KPI डिफाइन करोगे. तो स्कोर कार्ड दिखता कैसे है? हमने एक सैंपल नोट्स में डाला है ना मैंने. ये आपका टारगेट है, इससे रिलेटेड आपने KPI डाला, KPI से मैच करता हो आपके मेजरेबल्स हैं. दिस इज हाउ यू मेक अ स्कोर कार्ड. तो यहाँ पे आप स्कोर कार्ड घुसा दिया आपने. तो ऐसा ही है. चलिए, सो टैलेंट एक्विजिशन, एम्प्लॉय ऑनबोर्डिंग, ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट, परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट. So you'll have clear performance matrices, my friend. You'll for each role aligned with the organization's objective. You'll have regular performance review, monthly, weekly, quarterly, whatever. You'll conduct regular performance reviews to provide feedback and set goals for the improvement. You'll recognize and reward people. That also comes as a part of performance management, where you'll implement a recognition and reward system to acknowledge and celebrate employee achievements. You'll also create a culture wherein you motivate the employees. Employee engagement आप करेंगे, जहां पे आप अपनी कंपनी के अंदर बीच बीच में वेलनेस इनिशिएटिव्स करेंगे. You'll promote wellness initiative among employees to reinforce the company's commitment to health. Probably blood donation camps within the organization, probably health checkup camps within the organization, so that people also live that to live up to that value. वेलनेस के ऊपर योगा वोगा आप बीच में कराते रहेंगे अपनी. तो गेटिंग इट. तो जो कंपनी के वैल्यूज हैं वो कंपनी के एम्प्लॉइज के अंदर भी आपने उसको एम्बाइब कर दिया with these small एम्प्लॉय एंगेजमेंट प्रोग्राम within the organization and outside as well. Then career planning. People are working in your organization, they should be able to see कि इस कंपनी में अगले 5 साल अगर टिका रहा तो मेरा क्या ग्रोथ है, तब वो आपके साथ they'll be loyal or they'll be sticky. So you need to showcase clearly what would be their career planning. Career development discussions करेंगे. We'll facilitate regular discussions between employees and managers about so one-on-one discussions होता है, focus groups meetings होती हैं, ये सारी चीजें. Succession planning होगी, है ना? Then
Okay.
HRD की बात हो रही और डाइवर्सिटी एंड इंक्लूजन की बात ना हो, ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता. We are talking about culture and career, and so diversity and inclusion भी आप इसमें एक part डाल सकते हैं. This is one of the most talked about topics nowadays in 2022-23. Diversity and inclusion. So you'll have inclusive policies where you'll implement inclusive HR policies to create a diverse and welcoming workplace. You welcome male, female, LGBTQ, क्या बोलते हैं उसको आप? LGBT community, also specially abled people, आप सबको promote करते हैं. You'll focus on work-life balance, employee well-being. Then HR technology. You'll set up HR technology wherein you will have HRIS systems. You can have, so HRIS systems market में बहुत सारे available हैं. Darwin है, क्या है और workforce है, workday आता है. HRIS system कोई ना कोई आप implement करेंगे. ERP system, SAP system, resource planning and all. So all those systems you will create as an HR.
एक
Then
छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है कौशल, बिफोर यू गो अहेड.
yeah,
वो अभी आपने डाइवर्सिटी एंड इंक्लूजन में बोला इंक्लूसिव एचआर पॉलिसीज एंड दिस द अदर 3-4 फैक्टर्स. कैन यू जस्ट रिपीट दैट बिकॉज दैट व्हाट स्टक विद मी, क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ करियर, दैट शुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस, राइट? इफ एलजीबीटीक्यू, नो, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्ट्रीम ऑल टुगेदर, राइट?
डाइवर्सिटी एंड इंक्लूजन परफॉर्मेंस का पार्ट कैसे हो सकता है? डाइवर्सिटी एंड इंक्लूजन ये कंपनी कल्चर और विजन और मिशन का पार्ट हो सकता है कि भाई देखो हम ऐसी कंपनी है जो सबके बारे में सोचते हैं और सबको साथ लेके चलते हैं, हम डिस्क्रिमिनेट नहीं करते.
गॉट इट
राइट.
कौशल, इसमें से एक वर्ड मिस हो रहा है, डाइवर्सिटी, इक्विटी एंड इंक्लूजन.
राइट. डाइवर्सिटी, इक्विटी एंड इंक्लूजन.
डाइवर्सिटी, इक्विटी एंड इंक्लूजन, DEI.
थैंक यू जुगल. करेक्ट. सो टैलेंट एक्विजिशन एंड रिक्रूटमेंट फर्स्ट पॉइंट था. सेकंड वाज एम्प्लॉय ऑनबोर्डिंग आपने किया. थर्ड, सो हम स्टेप बाय स्टेप चल रहे हैं. ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट आपने किया. उसके बाद आपने परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट. साथ के साथ आपने एम्प्लॉय एंगेजमेंट प्रोग्राम्स डिजाइन किए जिसमें आप वेलनेस, ओपन कम्युनिकेशन चैनल, ओपन डोर पॉलिसी आपने क्रिएट किया. टीम बिल्डिंग एक्टिविटीज आप करते हैं. करियर प्रोग्रेशन प्लानिंग, सक्सेशन प्लानिंग आप करते हैं. सेवेंथ इज योर डाइवर्सिटी, इक्विटी एंड इंक्लूजन आपने ले लिया जिसमें आप इंक्लूसिव पॉलिसी बनाते हैं. train people on diversity. Eighth is your employee well-being. You take care of employee well-being, wherein you have a separate unit to take care of mental health for the employees. You offer mental health support to the employees. You believe in work-life balance, so you promote a healthy work-life balance to enhance employee satisfaction and productivity. And aligned to that, you also allow work from home facility. You also allow maternity leaves and ये सारी जो भी चीजें होती हैं, just to ensure that you showcase your employees that you really support work-life balance. You believe in 5-day working, things like that. Then HRIS system, 9th point was HR technology. You implement a robust HR information system to streamline HR processes such as payroll, attendance tracking, performance management, and things like that. And you also introduce employee self-service portals within the organization for easier access to HR information. Travel policy kya hai, leave policy kya hai, and stuff like that. Then your regulatory compliance also comes into picture. That's the 10th point. wherein you need to ensure that HR policies and practices comply with local labor laws and regulations. You believe in ethical HR practices, wherein you you uphold ethical HR practices and standards in all aspects of employee management. आप discriminate नहीं करते लोगों के साथ. ये सारे regulatory compliance में आता है. Then you would have one of the most important things, employee feedback mechanism. आप पल्स सर्वे करते हैं, 360 डिग्री फीडबैक करते हैं, बीच बीच में आप एम्प्लॉइज से भी पूछते हैं कि भाई आपको कैसा लग रहा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, खुश हो नहीं हो. So you need to have that feedback mechanism. And also you need to take action on those feedback, not just taking feedback, but taking action on that feedback. So there has to be a mechanism around that. Then employee exit policy, social responsibility initiatives, transparent communication strategy must be there. Employee empowerment, जिसमें आप you support employees in acquiring new skills and stay up to date in industry trends. Then HR strategy का part हो सकता है adaptability and flexibility, wherein you can adapt to change. You foster an organizational culture that embraces change and innovation. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने कुछ एम्प्लॉय में स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज करने के डिसाइड किया और अचानक एम्प्लॉय नाखुश हो गए और उन्होंने छोड़ना शुरू कर दिया. So you need to ensure as an HR that you maintain that culture of adaptability and flexibility in your organization, right? You need to have flexible work arrangements. These are the things you can think of as HR strategy. अब इसी से रिलेटेड अभी आपने सुना ना, इसको आप एक काम करना, बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड बना लेना, 4 क्वाड्रेंट्स बना लेना और HR स्कोर कार्ड में 4 एस्पेक्ट्स बना के परफॉर्मेंस से रिलेटेड, कस्टमर और था कल्चर, क्या था, L&D, ये 4 क्वाड्रेंट बना के उसमें KPIs डाल देना, हो गया आपका स्कोर कार्ड. ठीक.
ओके.
तो हो गई हमारी HRD स्ट्रैटेजी तैयार. यही तो होता है सब हर कंपनी में, और क्या होता है?
HR policies.
पॉलिसीज.
सर स्कोर कार्ड में आपने क्या कहा था? L&D, PMS.
देविंदर, आप अगर मेरा नोट्स देखेंगे ना तो उसमें है ये स्कोर कार्ड में बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड जिसको कहते हैं. तो जो बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड जो है आप HR का बना सकते हो सेम, और बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड आप ट्रेनिंग का भी बना सकते हो, जिसमें 4 एस्पेक्ट ले सकते हो आप: फाइनेंशियल, कस्टमर, इंटरनल एंड लर्निंग एंड ग्रोथ.
ओके सर.
And if you don't remember, I'll quickly showcase to you. Amit, I'm not able to share the screen, तो ये जरा allow करेंगे आप please.
Just a minute. देखता हूँ भाई.
Yeah. Any questions so far, guys? If you can switch on your cameras, it would be really great if you could, and let's interact. So far, so good.
All good.
All
So
good. A bit.
aligned to what Dr. Nilesh नाम था ना उनका?
हाँ.
Aligned to what he shared yesterday and the enlightenment he gave, what we are doing is we are just creating our own answers with simple concept. We really need not get into too much of theory, and just try to understand how an organization functions and just write that in the exam. This is what I'm trying to do. And trust me, अगर इसको हमने थोड़ा ढंग से कर लिया ना, अभी मैं नोट्स भी शेयर कर दूंगा, एक बार सुबह आप उठ के रिवाइज कर लो, ट्रस्ट में आपको कोई चीटिंग की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, किसी को भी नहीं जरूरत पड़ेगी किसी भी दूसरे तरीके की. All you need is 1 hour of reading in the morning before the exam. You do it early morning.
रख लो सेशन.
You can do that. I don't mind. I can do it.
No, let's not do that. It's not a great strategy. This is the time that we need to calm down our already wrecked nerves, take deep breaths, and think about the best possible outcomes of what is going to come.
Right.
That's that. Do
Right.
not overstress
Hello,
yourself.
Kaushik. I want to ask you something. May I, if it is
Yeah, Geeta.
okay? Yeah. For part B, I put a question in our group also. I just went through all the questions of last year papers. So one question I have to ask, suppose in informal culture, in one problem they have mentioned that there are change between informal culture to formal culture, right? So you're like a training manager, how we can make it this proposal or
So-
report?
Yeah. So in this question, you will have to answer and talk about change management strategy.
Mhm.
So in our book, we have spoken about change management, how you can tackle the change management in an organization. And if you
Okay.
remember, this was a part of our assignment also,
Yeah,
change
correct.
management.
Mhm.
In one of the
And one,
questions I remember, wherein
Mhm.
how would you communicate with people? How would you propagate the information or communication? How would you
here
support
it
the
is a cultural
organization?
change right now.
So how would you support the organization to change their thought process? अब जाहिर सी बात है, किसी को अब इनफॉर्मल से फॉर्मल में लेके जाओगे तो एकदम से लोग तो बोलेंगे ये क्या हो गया जी, हमें नहीं पसंद, पहले वाला
Correct.
बढ़िया था.
Gradually.
So
हाँ.
you need to gradually coax them in,
Mhm.
changing their thought process.
So basically,
And being an
this comes
HR,
under change management.
yeah, and being an HR, you also need to realize that this will not happen overnight.
Fine.
You will design and develop an entire process before
Mhm.
implementing that change. Probably you'll start talking about this culture change slowly and steadily within the departments, धीरे धीरे. तो आपने एक दिन एक डिपार्टमेंट का मीटिंग किया, उसमें आप एक टॉपिक आपने डिसाइड कर लेंगे भाई आज हम इस
तो
टॉपिक के ऊपर
कौशिक, ये
एक
आंसर
डिस्कशन
फ्रेम
करने
करने
वाले.
के लिए हमें ये सब कुछ लिखना पड़ेगा.
क्या चीज?
ये आंसर फ्रेम करने के लिए ये पूरा हमें लिखना पड़ेगा स्टेप बाय स्टेप, लाइक विद एग्जांपल.
Imagine Geeta, you are the HR head of the organization and you have to communicate this news to your people that now our whole culture is changing from informal to formal.
Fine.
Or think about a scenario that till now in your organization, people have been taking this liberty of working from home, and now the organization needs to operate from the office. It's a big
Correct.
change.
That way we have to.
अभी आप बताओ, as an HRD head, would you break this news all of a sudden through a mail?
Of course
And
not.
drop a bomb, or you'll go slowly and steadily?
Correct. Okay.
No, answer me, no. Will you go slowly and steadily, or you'll drop a bomb?
Of course slowly. Of course slowly.
Right? Then what will you do? Would you ask all the departments to do it all at once, or you'll go one department at a time? So first you'll say, okay, now IT guys, you need to come to the office regularly from tomorrow onwards, because we are opening up and we'll be operating from the office. So first you pick one department.
Correct.
And before you
Segment
even
wise or
communicate,
department
you'll
wise.
probably conduct a small meeting telling them about the importance of working from office, or probably you'll talk about the impact in your business while you work from home. And now if we start operating from the office, what change would happen, or how would you grow as a company? क्या benefit होने वाला है? You'll talk about that. And then
Correct.
आप slowly कल से आना शुरू कर दो. हो सकता है आप उनको ये भी बोलो कि एक काम करते हैं, अभी आप 100% वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे थे, लेट्स डू वन थिंग, 50% वर्क फ्रॉम होम, 2 दिन ऑफिस आओ, 2 दिन घर से काम करो. उसमें हो सकता है 6 महीने बाद आप फिर 100% उनको बोलो.
Even rotating the team.
हाँ. तो अगर आप थोड़ा सा माइंडफुल होके उस रोल में जाके खुद सोचे, तो आपको इजीली समझ में आ जाएगी कैसे करना है इसको. ये कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है. तो यही है कि हमें प्रैक्टिकली सोचना है और आंसर लिखना है. यहाँ पे कोई थ्योरी नहीं घुसाने की जरूरत है, कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक इंसान की तरह सोचना है।
इंसान की तरह लेकिन कौशिक ये जो क्वेश्चन था राकेश शेट्टी वाला, तो वो जो टीएम है बेचारा, उसको ना सीईओ सपोर्ट कर रहा है ना लाइन मैनेजर, एट दैट टाइम देन व्हाट ही हैज टू डू एज अ टीएम if CEO also not supporting for his training activity and if line manager also not supporting him.
ठीक है, will the employee support him to take this decision? What he
What it makes it like employee will support him. Top management should support him first, na?
Okay. What is the question? I need to get into the detail of the question first.
Okay.
Can we
So
take it
question
separately?
Fine. Just sure. That's why I text you. Right. Thank you, Kaushik.
Thank you. होता है, देखो हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ऐसा होता है कि कई बार आपको एम्प्लॉय सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, कई बार आपको सीनियर सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, बट you would realize that there are certain people, if they believe in certain philosophy or a concept, and they are very strong at it, like the belief is very strong, even if they have to go against the odds, they will do it. They have done it and they have succeeded and then shown the results. करना पड़ता है.
So if you are not going to do it, somebody else is going to do the job. So what you are getting paid for, you have to
circle of
do it.
influence, circle of क्या था?
Concern, circle of concern.
Circle of concern, circle of influence, and circle of control. So you'll probably try that. If you can't do it, you'll influence somebody else to do it on your behalf. Okay, let's move on. Can we take a 5 minutes break, a short break?
Yes,
Much
sure.
needed,
That's the
much
last
needed.
part of
Chalo.
it. 5 minutes bio break. All right, so now we come to training strategy. In the question, in the exam, you might be asked to design and develop a training strategy for an existing organization or probably a new organization. How would you go about it? And this is very interesting because this is our forte as a trainer. So taking the same example, Dirghayu, our company, our very own wellness company. Probably I'm gonna change the group name to Dirghayu after some time. One of the groups, जो हमारा एक passion group है. Anyways, so
Good way of pitching a new company.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we have to align our training strategy, friends, with the organization strategy and the HR strategy. First thing. Okay. So we'll align our strategy with these two strategies and also align employee development with the company goal and enhancing the skills and foster a culture of continuous learning. For any training manager, it is very important that we develop a continuous learning culture in our organization. So what are the steps involved in designing and developing a training strategy? We'll talk about it here. First thing, very first thing you'll do is training need assessment, right? I'm sure you will all agree. That's the first thing to start with. You do training need assessment, and we all are aware of various training need assessment tools we have discussed in the past. We can have observations in the field. We can have interviews. We can do 360-degree feedback. We can do pulse survey. There are various ways in which we can do training need analysis. And if you really don't know how to do a training need analysis, I would suggest you to go back and research on it a little bit, how a TNA happens, what are the different tools to conduct TNA, right? So training need assessment is important for two reasons. Number one, we need to analyze the skill gap, wherein we conduct a thorough analysis of current skills and competencies against desired level of each role. So अभी मेरे employees का क्या level है और मुझे किस level पे उनको लेके जाना है. I need to analyze the gap between the existing skill and the required skill. Right? Make sense? Please put your devices on mute. Second is, you'll do performance reviews. You will not only conduct interviews and observations and feedback mechanisms, you'll also see the performance. Before I design and develop a training program, I'll see the existing performance of my team members. What is the current numbers they are generating? What is their existing performance level? And then I need to establish this is the required performance level. So where is the gap? And accordingly, I'll design the training program. So I'll repeat. First step, TNA, two things, skill gap analysis and performance measurement. With me? Second, based on your analysis and observations, you'll develop or decide on training objectives and goals. And that training objective and goals must align with business goals. So you need to ensure that training objectives align with Dirghayu business goals and overall strategy. And these goals, please keep in mind, must be measurable. And you need to define measurable goals for training outcomes such as improved product knowledge, increase in sales, or enhanced customer service. Yeah. Can you measure product knowledge?
Yes,
Yes.
pre-test, post
We can measure.
Yes, Kaushal,
How?
we can.
Pre and
Feedback
post.
mechanism.
Pre and post test mechanism. Can you measure sales? Very much.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Before and after.
Numbers, revenue.
Yes.
So every goal should be measurable. So your goal should be SMART, specific, measurable. What is that? ART.
Achievable, realistic and time bound.
Achievable,
realistic and time bound.
Time bound.
Right.
कर लेंगे.
Right. So you do that. Third step, training program design. Now you have decided on the goal and objectives. Now you design the training program. And these training program needs to be tailored. They need to be tailored for separate departments. They need to be tailored for various levels of bands, frontline, middle management, top management. They need to be tailored, these programs. And these programs are also tailored to specific needs of different departments, sales, product development, customer service. Sabka alag hoga na? And also, you need to think of that whatever training program I'm designing should be multi-model. Multi-model means I will have a PPT presentation as well. In case I'm not conducting a classroom training, I should have some document format or video format or LMS platform, things like that. So multi-model, अलग-अलग तरीके से कैसे conduct करेंगे. अगर same program मुझे physically conduct करना है तो मैं कैसे करूंगा. अगर same program मुझे online करना है training तो कैसे करूंगा. तो it has to be multi-model. Then product knowledge training. So you'll have in-depth product training. We need to develop comprehensive product training programs to ensure that employees are well versed in the features and benefits of our product. What is our product? दीर्घायु wellness product. लोगों को उसका फीचर और बेनिफिट पता होना चाहिए. आपको पता होना चाहिए अमित के शिलाजीत का क्या बेनिफिट है, शंखपुष्पी का क्या बेनिफिट है ना, ब्राह्मी का क्या बेनिफिट है, अश्वगंधा का क्या बेनिफिट है. Need to know that. So I'll conduct product knowledge training. And then regular updates. And if you're updating your product, ya koi bhi, so you need to regularly update the people about the product. Okay, so what next? Once you do the product training, what next?
Evaluation.
Evaluation, yes. So once you've conducted the training, there is a pre and post evaluation. We can very well talk about Kirkpatrick model here, right? So Kirkpatrick pura ghusa do isme, 4 levels. What are the 4 levels? Reaction,
Reaction.
Learning behavior.
Learning
Learning behavior.
behavior,
Behavior result.
Result in term of cost.
and there was a fifth aspect called ROI.
Yes.
Yes.
ये घुसा दो,
Return in term of cost.
ये तो घुसा दो यहाँ पे theory. Then along with that, ये तो आपका regular training है. Along with that, you'll also conduct leadership development programs because your company would be expanding in future. You'll promote people from one role to other. So you'll develop a proper leadership development program. You'll identify leadership potential in certain people, and then you'll develop them. You'll conduct soft skills training. What soft skills training is required if for sales, for example?
Customer centricity.
Communication, interpersonal skills,
Communication skills,
negotiation skills,
Negotiation.
what soft skills are required between communication between two departments, conflict management,
interpersonal skills, interpersonal.
Interpersonal skills.
तो आपका आंसर अगर थोड़ा आपको लेंदी करना है, थोड़ा और मसाला डालना है, तो इसमें आप थोड़ा इलैबोरेट कर देना कि सॉफ्ट स्किल्स ट्रेनिंग कितने टाइप के होते हैं, लीडरशिप ट्रेनिंग में क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. ये आप मसाला जितना उसमें डालना चाहो डाल सकते हो. So not only product training, so there could be different types of training. Product training, sales training, process training, leadership training, soft skills training, compliance training, technology training. बना दो. ठीक है. टेक्नोलॉजी, अब टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रेनिंग क्या हो सकता है? तो भाई कोई भी एम्प्लॉय जो है काम कर रहा होगा तो किसी न किसी सिस्टम पे काम कर रहा होगा. R&D वाले कुछ टूल्स पे काम कर रहे होंगे, सेल्स वाला मार्केट में जा रहा है, लैपटॉप यूज करेगा, कोई सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रहा होगा लीड्स को पंच करने के लिए, मार्केटिंग वाले कुछ टूल्स यूज कर रहे होंगे, तो उन टूल्स के ऊपर भी तो ट्रेनिंग देनी है.
डिजिटल ट्रेनिंग, LMS,
डिजिटल ट्रेनिंग, टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रेनिंग डाल दो.
Sensitivity trainings.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली. CRM
He has
ट्रेनिंग,
taken a long lecture.
रोल प्ले, सब केस स्टडीज
हाँ, correct.
Wash लगा दो.
डाल दो, मसाला डाल दो. And what will you do to ensure continuous learning? कैसे करोगे आप? How would you foster a culture of continuous learning?
Regular refresher trainings for continuous learning.
Refresher trainings.
Quarterly based.
Probably you will introduce a system wherein people learn themselves, self training.
Learning management systems, ना जैसे
you can introduce LMS platforms wherein from time to time you keep on adding certain content so that people can see and learn in their free time. You'll have performance support tools.
Social platform learning,
maybe it will help for others in our may I just add
absolutely.
कौशल, एक मैंने देखा है कुछ कंपनीज में देयर इज दिस कि अगर आप अपने जॉब रोल के अलावा कुछ ट्रेनिंग्स करते हो लाइक थ्रू
गरिमा प्लीज put your device on mute. Sorry. या निहारिका.
Sorry.
मैंने कुछ कंपनीज में देखा है दैट if an employee does a training through the platforms that are being provided to them, extra training, तो उसके लिए उनको कुछ बोनस मिलता है. उस वर्ड को क्या कहते हैं वो?
So you can do that.
एक होता है to do continuous training.
Okay, yeah. So this is a different aspect. Let's talk about that. One sec, guys. So on LMS platforms now they are called learning experience platforms. There's a concept of gamification. In gamification, you design the product in such a way that it's interesting to them in the form of games, points, which they can redeem as Amazon vouchers, things like that. Yes, Shuli. Then I'll come to you, Garima. Yes,
Just to answer Niharika's question, I think it's called upskilling. Upskilling is the word that you're looking for probably.
Surely, मेरे को उसके लिए rewards मिल रहे हैं जो कि एग्जैक्ट थिंग कौशल कह रहा है कि मुझे उससे मतलब मैं वो पॉइंट्स रिडीम करके मैं Amazon वाउचर ले सकती हूँ
Or else, there are many
Credit points.
companies. There are many companies. They say that if you score this much in your training,
करेक्ट
तो आपको
हाँ
सैलरी में भी कुछ ये मिलता है, पैसे
हाँ
मिलते हैं वापस
करेक्ट
या कुछ.
You
करेक्ट
make it
उसे
you
क्या
Hi,
make
बोलते
it as
Junior
a
Amit.
part of bonuses and incentives.
हाँ
हाँ.
Just like Junior Amit.
इंसेंटिवाइजेशन को क्या कहते हैं उसको इंसेंटिवाइजेशन लिख दूं तो चलेगा क्या
हाँ हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
हाँ,
ठीक है
बिल्कुल.
जितना सिंपल वर्ड लिखोगे
You
ना
can say
उतना अच्छा
R&R
रहेगा.
also,
learning incentive.
recognition and
R&R
rewards.
is also, yeah, reward and
Correct.
recognition.
Like in our organization, what we have done is we've also done this thing that we have asked the managers that in their team, if anybody wants to pursue any course, any short-term certification, they may do so, and the company will sponsor it.
Yeah.
They have to write in a mail to the senior management, taking an approval for the budget, and there is a designated budget up to 15,000. They can take any certification, and we'll approve that. This is also a way of promoting continuous learning, right?
yes
So,
yes
guys,
So just
the
just to add, Kaushal, if you don't mind, maybe it will be helpful for others. In our organization, we started something called a graduate program. Same like our ISTD के इतने subject clear करो, graduate इतने subject clear करो PG बोल के. So basing
right,
on that, on an annual basis, the increment is also, some part of increment is being given and they are incentivized accordingly.
right. I remember my first organization. I was working with a BPO, EXL, exlservice.com. They had a tie-up with the IIMs, and if anybody wanted to pursue a course from IIM or any other such institute, they had this fast-tracked corporate MBA program. So though MBA 2 साल में होता था, they used to do it for 1.5 years. So such things are promoted by various companies. We can also do so while developing our training strategy. And not only that, my friends, there could be n number of things. We can promote mobile learning. Also, why are we forgetting this? Mentorship programs, cross-functional mentorship, leadership mentoring can be done, right? So these are various aspects of training strategy for our organization, and we will do them all in our company called Dirghayu. Along with that, we can have certification programs wherein we recognize the achievement of people, introduce certification program for employees who successfully complete training modules, which Shuli just spoke about, career advancement, link certification to career advancement opportunities within the organization. Like if you complete this certification, you'll be promoted to next level, or to go to this next level, to be promoted to this next level, you need to go through this certification. You can do that also. One of the important aspects, we've spoken so many things about training strategy, but there's one thing which we cannot do without is budget. Budget
Budget
is
allocation.
important, right? So this is an important aspect. We need to have strategic budgeting before we even implement all these training strategies. So allocate budget strategically, focusing on high impact training programs that align with the business priorities. Also, we need to measure the ROIs and align the outcomes with the KPIs, do employee engagement services, RNRs, and also one of the key functions, last but not the least, one of the important aspect of training strategy is adaptability to the emerging trends in the market. You need to keep your employees stay updated with the current trends. You need to be agile in your training approach, right? So you need to adjust your training content from time to time, update your training content, and introduce new things. The current trend is AI. If people are working on certain tools, provide training to them कि भाई अगर AI की मदद से presentation बनाना है कैसे बनाना है, AI की मदद से business intelligence करना है कैसे करेंगे, things like that. So a well executed training development strategy for our company Dirghayu, friends, will contribute to professional growth and of our employees and enhance the organizational capabilities. And ultimately, our training strategy will support the company's success in the wellness industry. And हम towards the end हम क्या करेंगे, regularly assess करते रहेंगे हमारी effectiveness कैसी है and all that, and keep on adjusting. So this is the training strategy. Training strategy में आपने घुसा दिया सब, ट्रेनिंग स्कोर कार्ड बना दो, कर्कपैट्रिक लगा दो, सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. अब बताओ, क्या इतना मुश्किल था? अगर हम देखें स्टेप बाय स्टेप ये सारी चीजें जो हमने अभी डिस्कस की, इट वाज वेरी सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड. कोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स, ज्यादातर आंसर आप अपने कॉमन सेंस से, ऑब्जर्वेशन से लिख सकते हैं. इट्स नॉट दैट डिफिकल्ट.
1 घंटे में कंपनी लॉन्च कर दी. और क्या चाहिए?
सर एक बार ये पॉइंट्स एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे. ट्रेनिंग नीड असेसमेंट, ट्रेनिंग ऑब्जेक्टिव.
I will be sharing the notes. You can go through the notes. ठीक.
Thank you.
How much time do we have? What time is it? 9:48 already. Yeah, we started around 8:15, correct?
पूरी
Yeah.
रात
8:20.
8:20 we started. So we've not even completed 2 hours, and we've discussed these 3 topics. If you want, we can also talk about change management.
कर दो.
कर दें?
Okay.
और कोई
एजेंडा
टॉपिक,
क्या
और कोई टॉपिक.
कंप्लीट करना है.
चेंज
हाँ?
मैनेजमेंट.
आप बताओ क्या करना चाहिए?
ये भी घुसेड़ दो, डाल दो.
नहीं, कर दीजिए. If you have inclination, go ahead and do it.
Let's do it.
But do we have the time here?
करो
Time,
करो.
does the time
आज
permit?
मैं याद आजा कर रहा था.
Do we have some time limit for today?
No, we don't have time limit for today. It's just that
No.
it depends on your interest. If you're finding this session interesting, we can go on and on.
कौशल सारे टॉपिक्स का रिवीजन खत्म कर देते हैं, उसके बाद आराम से सो के सुबह उठ के एग्जाम
एक दिन का सीएम, एक रात के पास.
इसीलिए आज मैंने प्रीमियम लिंक भेजा है. कोई डिस्ट्रप्शन नहीं होगा.
परफेक्ट है. So let's not choose the topics. Let's do all the important topics जब तक चले तब तक. Close and then we all will sleep.
जोर से बोलो जय माता दी, जगराता करो.
हाँ, और नहीं तो क्या.
कल उठना भी है, कल उठना भी है.
सोनियो वे.
उठ जाएंगे यार, ऐसे बोल रहे हो, अभी तो 10 भी नहीं बचे. और क्या.
All right. So friends, we are talking about change management, just for the records. We'll start with defining what is change management. Before I say something, I would want from you, what is change management as per you? Anybody? Sudarshan, Priya, Charika, Utsav, Keval.
As you said, the change is constant. And while organizational development, this term is very important. And as per my understanding, when we want to change strategies or figuring out a new business or deploying new talent, so at that time we have to think over on change management concept. That is my understanding.
Okay.
Kausalji,
yeah.
Today's atmosphere is we are living in a VUCA world. That is volatile, uncertain, mixed with the complexity and ambiguity. So each and every organization has to, at given point of time, go with the some of the changes. Because if you are not going to change, you are not going to survive into the marketplace. So if you have to remain relevant, you have to change yourself. Very frequently, you have to change as per the market dynamics, as per the customer's requirement and everything. And the people who are associated with the organization, they are having a set way of operation. So if you are telling them to change, it is very difficult to adopt that change.
Absolutely.
So the organizations take a planned approach to manage and phase out that challenges so that the people remain into the system and remain relevant. That is what is my understanding.
Absolutely. Very nice. Very nice. You mentioned about VUCA in your from exam point of view. If you write that, additional points for that.
क्योंकि
Being agile.
कल जो नीतीश सर ने बोला कि ऐसा क्वेश्चन आया तो वोका वर्ड यूज करने का, दैट इज ही हैड गिवन दैट टेक्निक, और वो कांस्टेंट इज अ चेंज एज यू सेड, वो यूज करने के लिए हम मतलब वो समझ आया. अभी वो कैसे एक्सप्लेन करना है वो बताइए.
So change management in so easiest way, like we are playing the video game we are used to. अब उसमें अपडेट आ गया, so we have to learn this update. That will be a change management.
So Sandeep has also contributed being agile in adapting to external and internal environment to reach organizational goal. Very simple, crisp. So if I have to define in terms of organizational concept, we'll say that change management, since we live in volatile, uncertain, और क्या था? Volatile, uncertain,
complex and
ambiguity.
Ambiguous word याद नहीं आ रहा था मेरे को. So we are living in VUCA world. Change is inevitable, and change management involves the structured approach to transition the individuals, teams, and organization from current state to a desired state. It's about managing the impact of change to achieve business objective. So what does change management involve? Change management involves managing the impact of change to achieve business objectives. And why is it important? Because in dynamic industries like pharma, effective change management helps reduce the resistance and enhances the employee engagement and ensures the successful implementation of new strategies and initiatives. Not only pharma, in almost all the industries. Since we are talking about our company, Dirghayu, we are talking about it. So what are the key components? First is the leadership must be committed to change. So leadership commitment is one of the key component of that, wherein we need to have visible support from leaders. Just now somebody spoke about Geeta was telling that organization leaders are not supporting. So this is one of the key aspects wherein the leadership has to be committed to support and champion or lead the change to gain trust and commitment from employees. Second, clear communication. The leadership has to be clear in their communication to the employees about their vision, mission, strategy, and goals. They have to be very clear, and that clarity must be there in order to bring a change. So that was the first point, leadership commitment. Second is you have to have a clear strategy to communicate with your organization, to your people. One is transparent, and it has to be two-way. You cannot have one-way communication in the organization. It's always two-way communication, wherein you need to encourage the employees to share feedback clearly and honestly, and you should be able to accept that feedback and address the concern in order to build that trust in your employees. Make sense? Because if you do not provide a channel for two-way communication, you will not have a clear picture of what's happening in the organization and where your organization is going. What are the thoughts of your employees? So transparent and two-way. Third is you need to engage and involve your employees. So that's another step in it.
Please repeat.
Employee involvement. Inclusive approach hona chahiye aapka as a CEO or as a leader of the organization. You need to involve employees in the change process by seeking their inputs, ideas and feedback. But ऐसा बहुत कम होता है. बहुत कम ऐसा होता है कि मैंने leaders को देखा है जो रियली वो नीचे तक जाके एम्प्लॉय से फीडबैक मांगते हैं और इनपुट्स मांगते हैं आजकल। खैर देयर आर सर्टेन
मैं
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन।
अभी बोलने ही वाला था कि चेंज मैनेजमेंट में दे डोंट टेक एनी फीडबैक, इट इज ओनली वन वे कम्युनिकेशन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स।
जबकि ये
ऐसा
होना
करना है।
चाहिए, जबकि ये होना चाहिए, if not from the front line, but at least from department leaders, the feedback must be taken. So
Stakeholder engagement is also important, right?
yeah, and if you see, only those organizations are thriving who are open and approach inclusively, जिनका inclusive approach होता है, वो organization आज के डेट में thrive कर रहे हैं।
इसके ऊपर 2 बार क्वेश्चंस आए हैं, व्हाई एचआर स्ट्रेटेजी एंड ओडी इंटरवेंशन फेल्स। तो आपने जो बोला है बराबर उसके लिए मैच होता है
एग्जैक्टली
आंसर।
ये जितना भी हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं ये उसमें पूरा फिट होता है। ठीक है, सो एम्प्लॉय इन्वॉल्वमेंट मस्ट बी देयर। यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द एडवोकेट्स ऑफ चेंज, identify and empower change champions within the organization who can positively influence their peers. कुछ लोग होते हैं ना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जिनका हर डिपार्टमेंट पे किसी न किसी से बनता है, वो सबसे बना के रखते हैं। ऐसे लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई करें और उनके थ्रू कम्युनिकेशन इम्पार्ट करें, दैट रियली हेल्प्स। दे एक्ट एज क्वेश्चन। तो कई बार जो है ना लीडरशिप क्या करती है, ऐसे लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई करती है विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिनका अच्छा इमेज है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, जिसकी लोग बात सुनते हैं, उनको मानते हैं। तो जब वो कोई हार्ड डिसीजन या कम्युनिकेशन एम्प्लॉयज तक पहुंचाते हैं अपने तरीके से, तो एम्प्लॉय उनको एक्सेप्ट करती है ना। आप अपने ऊपर भी लेके दे सकते हैं। जो ज्ञान आपके माता पिता दे रहे हैं आप नहीं सुनते, कई बार वो तीसरा व्यक्ति जिसको आप मानते हो वो सेम बात वो कह दे तो आप तुरंत मान लेते हो, समथिंग लाइक दैट। सो you need to find out those drivers. Then training and development is one of the key for change management. You can add training and development aspect over here, wherein skill enhancement while adapting to change or change specific training could be provided to the people. And just now I also spoke that there has to be timeline and milestones. You can't just drop a bomb like that kal se hum ye karne wale hain. It has to be in a phased manner, step by step, slow process, because change is little uncomfortable. So not many people easily adapt to it. So you have to do it very slowly, subtly at times.
It is at times. It is not always necessary
Not
that it should
always,
be
of
slow.
course, at times. If
Yes.
time and situations allow you, please do it. But sometimes, yes. Then one of the key strategy to change management is resilience and adaptability. So you need to cultivate that culture of resilience. You help employee build resilience by emphasizing that the positive aspects of change and providing resource for coping. आपको उनको बताना पड़ेगा भाई इससे ये पॉजिटिव चेंज आने वाला है, हम इसलिए कर रहे हैं, आपकी जॉब बचाने के लिए कर रहे हैं, हम आपको निकाल नहीं रहे हैं, हम आपको अपग्रेड करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अगर आप चेंज करोगे अपने आप को तो आपके लिए बढ़िया होगा टाइप्स। Then feedback and evaluation at all stages is important. Continuous feedback. Establish a mechanism for continuous feedback to identify and address the change challenge. Remember, we dealt with this question in our assignment also. I clearly remember that.
Yes,
there
it was there.
who
What
asked
if intervention fails? Yes, it was there in
right. Think about that example. You can write that example. Write a story. अगर आप चाहो तो एक स्टोरी टेलिंग कर सकते हो किसी कंपनी का सिनेरियो लेके। Then risk management. You also need to identify what are the risks involved if you are planning for a change. How would you mitigate those risks? Yeah, so that's one aspect. And sometimes you will have to recognize and reward people also for their efforts in successful adaptation to change. पॉजिटिव रीइंफोर्समेंट के बारे में हमने पढ़ा था if you remember, positive reinforcement यहाँ पे आप डाल सकते हो. So reinforce positive behaviors align with the new changes. Reward them. So you can talk about culture alignment, technology integration. You might want to bring in a new technology in order to change. अभी तक सारा काम मैनुअल होता था, अब हम नए सिस्टम पे काम करेंगे, तो टेक्नोलॉजी इंटीग्रेशन कर दिया. यूज ऑफ टूल्स, there are a lot of tools, Salesforce management, CRM management, there are various tools which you want to adapt to, right? So all these things. तो इसमें हम अलग अलग मॉडल्स, now here friends I'll give you tips कि आप कौन से मॉडल्स यहाँ पे घुसा सकते हो चेंज मैनेजमेंट में. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. टॉक अबाउट कोटर्स 8-step चेंज मॉडल.
Porter's 8-step.
Porter's 8-step change model. Creating urgency, building a guidance coalition, forming a strategic vision, enlist a voluntary army.
Scott Lewis मॉडल नहीं कर सकते.
Cotters.
I had shared in the group. You can see.
ये नहीं करना हो तो आप एडकार मॉडल, यार सबसे सिंपल एडकार मॉडल डाल दो. अवेयरनेस, डिजायर, नॉलेज, एबिलिटी एंड रिसोर्स. खत्म. बताओ इसके बारे में. व्हाट इज एडकार? अवेयरनेस. यू नीड टू मेक एम्प्लॉइज अवेयर ऑफ द नीड फॉर चेंज. क्यों जरूरी है भैया चेंज? डिजायर, क्रिएट अ डिजायर टू सपोर्ट एंड पार्टिसिपेट इन चेंज. नॉलेज, प्रोवाइड ट्रेनिंग necessary for the skills for change. Ability, ensure that employee have the ability to implement that change. And last, reinforcement. Reinforce the change to make it strict, to make it work. Right? So ये आप कर सकते हैं. सबसे बढ़िया एडकार मॉडल लिख लो, इसको डाल देना चेंज मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर. That's all friends. One last tip I'll give you जाते जाते. जो पार्ट ए में आपको क्वेश्चन आएगा नोट्स बनाने के लिए, सो दैट विल बी मोर ऑफ थ्योरी एंड पार्ट बी इज केस स्टडी. हाउएवर इफ यू आर राइटिंग नोट्स, से फॉर एग्जांपल आपको बोला राइट अ नोट ऑन मैकेंजी 7, क्या था मैकेंजी का 7S. So if you are writing a note on that,
framework है वो.
हाँ, so वो जो फ्रेमवर्क है मैकेंजी का, राइट, व्हेन यू आर डूइंग दैट, हम सब वैसे तो स्मार्ट है, मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन स्टार्ट विद स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन, देन द फ्रेमवर्क, कंक्लूजन, एंड ऑल्सो इफ यू कुड एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल जरूर घुसा दो किसी कंपनी का. हाइपोथेटिकल ये कंपनी है, यहाँ पे इसमें हम ये 7S वाला फ्रेमवर्क कैसे इंप्लीमेंट करेंगे, वो एप्लीकेबिलिटी अगर आप अपने नोट्स में डाल दो. सो एग्जाम्पल जरूर देना बहुत बढ़िया रहेगा आपके लिए.
Done.
हालांकि हमें हमारे सेशंस में नहीं बताया गया, बट हियर इट विल डेफिनेटली वर्क.
Done.
ठीक है, दैट्स ऑल फ्रेंड्स.